Good evening, this is the Northern Sun Experience. I'm David Brown, and it's time to notice the prowl of the Cougars. The University of Sioux Falls was one of 3 undefeated football teams heading into the weekend, but it was the only one who hadn't allowed a point in the fourth quarter all season. And while the focus late in the game may be intense, before the game, it's anything but. Midco Sports Network had a chance to listen in on USF head coach Jed Stugart before this weekend's game against Southwest Minnesota State, and we got to see how he gets his team ready to play.
Hey, can you even hit me right here in the face right now, 7? Think you can hit me right here in the face? That's impressive right there. That is impressive. I'm glad I didn't have it. Not a chance. Not bad. I'll tell you what, that was impressive. I mean, that was right on the nose. Yeah.
I really feel like celebrities right now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm hanging with Stewart.
Well, yeah. I think it's the other way around. Your shirt's a lot wider than mine. Obviously, I got to get with Angie and figure out. Hey, why is Tremaine shirt on? What kind of laundry detergent we using? You ready to go, Lukes? Let's go, buddy. Love you, man. Love you, brother. Love you too, folks. Go. Gotta get your energy going here a little bit, boys. Start getting your energy going a little bit. You made some great catches this week in practice in the end zone. Throwing up the, if I was a quarterback, you didn't make me look good. Just get it in the vicinity. Have fun today, baby. Neffy. Love you. Love you too. Go have fun today. Go have fun today. Man, scriptures I read and everything like that, I look at it this way. We're a family. And nobody in this family is perfect. But I will tell you this. When we're all together, we're as perfect as we need to be because we have each other. And that's what makes you guys special, is that you love to make the guy beside you look better. And if you'll trust today in the same thing you've done, to not care about stats, not care about those things, but if I can make AG look better today, if I can make Nephi look better today, if I can make Tidwell look better today, if I go down the line, if I make my teammate better today, men, nobody can stop you. And I start to get offended when people come out here on the bob and even think and say things like they can win on this field. Because like every other week, men, we're USF and they're not. Bring it up right here. Here we go. Loud and proud. Winners win. That's what winners do. 100, baby.
A huge thank you to Coach Stugart, and now on to the highlights against SMSU. Tied at 3 in the second, Luke Papillion finds Nephi Garcia on the wheel route, 17-yard touchdown, puts the coup up 10-3. Just 26 seconds later, SMSU's Charlie Kern throws off his back foot, and Solomon St. Pierre makes him pay. One of his 3 interceptions on the day, and he just gets into the end zone. 35-yard pick 6, 17-3 USF. Third quarter, it's now 20-6 Cougars. Garcia plunges in from 2 yards out to increase the lead to 27-6, and the Cougs go on to win 44-20. They move to 7-0. The South Division's other undefeated team, Minnesota State, hosted Concordia St. Paul on Friday, and the Golden Bears took control early. This Tom Obarski 32-yard field goal gives Concordia an early 3-0 lead, but that would be their last. Mavericks now up 10-3 and adding more. Ricky Lloyd to Austin Ryder in the right corner, 11-yard score increases the lead to 17-3. After the Golden Bears fumble the ensuing kickoff, the Mavs score again. Just 12 seconds later, this 8-yard run by Kyle Riggett puts Minnesota State up 24-3. Third quarter, Mavs would put the game out of reach. Andy Pfeiffer, 23-yard run makes it 31-6, and Minnesota State remains undefeated, topping Concordia St. Paul 38-6. Upper Iowa hoping to bounce back from its first loss of the season, hosting Winona State. Trey McTaggart gets the 13-yard touchdown. We're tied at 7 in the first, but in the second half, Winona State would pull away. This is only a 1-yard touchdown, but the effort by Darrell Clark is absolutely sensational. Warriors lead 28-13, and they'd add to it later in the third. Jack Nelson spins and finds some space on the left side. 15-yard score, and the Warriors top the Peacocks 38-19. Game of the weekend, Wayne State hosting Augustana. Vikings already up 21-7. Trey Hyde to Charlie Hayes. 23 yards makes it 28-7. Third quarter now 35-7. Zach Osborne finds Adam Stark deep to cut the lead to 22. Then watch this. A great run by Dejan Newell, spinning off everyone, but he fumbles at the goal line. Matt Gary recovers. Augie's up 18, but Wayne comes all the way back. Touchdown by Chad Cook. They're up 48-45 with a minute to go, but the Vikings drive down the field. Hyde to Charlie Hayes once again with 15 seconds left, and Augie wins a thriller 52-48. When we come back, we'll look at the North Division, where Minnesota Duluth tried to remain undefeated against Northern State.
The Northern Sun Experience on Midco Sports Network is presented by CU Mortgage Direct LLC, Sanford Health, and Dakota Land Honda.
Welcome back to the Northern Sun Experience. Minnesota Duluth is starting to separate itself from the pack in the North Division. As the only undefeated team in the North, the Bulldogs are a full 3 games ahead of second-place Northern State. And the Wolves were hoping to inch closer on Saturday as they traveled to UMD, but the Bulldogs were off and running. Drew Bauer keeps it on the read option, goes practically untouched 47 yards to Pater. UMD up 7-zip. Back comes Northern State. Jared Jacobson to Zach Barber, who cuts back to the middle. 19-yard score ties things up at 7. UMD would retake the lead on this Austin Sikorsky 11-yard touchdown run. The Bulldogs racked up more than 350 yards on the ground. But Jacobson would throw for more than 400 yards for the Wolves. He threads the needle here to Cody Kraft for the score, and we're tied at 14. But UMD would take control after that. Bauer takes it in on the play action, 31-17 at that point, and the Bulldogs top Northern State 43-30. St. Cloud State lost to UMD last week, hoping to bounce back against Minnesota State Moorhead. Second half, Nate Meyer finds Grant Thayer from 20 yards out to give the Huskies a 27-21 lead. Back come the Dragons. Backup QB Demetrius Carr finds Corey Ambrose on the run. 44-yard score ties things at 27. But the Huskies would score 28 unanswered after that. Meyer gets in from 6 yards out to make it 34-27. And then in the fourth, he finds Matt Henkes, 25-yard strike. Huskies put the fire out from the Dragons, 55-27. It was the Beaver Bowl Saturday as Minot State visited Bemidji State. Second quarter, Ryan Shields finds Tucker Forsgren for the 4-yard score. Bemidji takes an early lead, and they would add to it just minutes later as Shields finds Brady Schmidt along the left sideline. 24 yards makes it 14-0. Now 17-3 in the third when Shields finds Schmidt once again, 43 yards to the house, 24-3 at that point, and as is tradition for every Bemidji State homecoming win, the victorious players all jump in Lake Bemidji. The home team proved to build a better beaver dam. Bemidji State tops Minot State 31-17. Our final football game in the North pits UMary against Minnesota Crookston, and the Golden Eagles get on the board first. Adam Canet sneaks away from a tackler, goes 44 yards up the right sideline. Crookston with a 7-0 lead. Move to the third quarter, now 7-3 Golden Eagles when UMary strikes back. Vince Ferrante with a tough 5-yard run into the end zone. Marauders now lead 10-7. Later in the third, it's Ben Jolliffe finding Jake East over the middle. He'd get in from 13 yards out. 17-7 at that point, and UMary tops Minnesota Crookston 17-10. Now, you just saw Ben Jolliffe throw the deciding touchdown in that game. The redshirt freshman was thrust into the starting lineup earlier this season because of an injury to Zach Roberson, and the opportunity gave him a chance to throw to his older brother, Nick Jolliffe, who's a senior on the Marauders. Unfortunately, that family reunion ended on Saturday after Nick suffered a broken arm against Crookston. But as our UMary correspondent Marissa DiCandido reports, the bond the brothers formed this season is unlike any they've ever shared before.
From the Little League diamond to the football field, it's hard to find a time when the Jolliffe brothers weren't by each other's sides.
They used to play a lot of ball together, and Nicholas was always the go-to guy, and Ben was always looking up to him.
With two boys only 3 years apart, there was bound to be some sibling competition.
I was hard on Ben. I picked on him a lot. Yeah, he was definitely a mama's boy, and I got yelled at a lot just for simple things picking on him. I think the movie Big Daddy, the rollerblading scene, we're rolling down a hill, that's probably a classic of ours. I stuck a tree branch on him when we were going down a hill, and he skid, marked up pretty good.
Despite the growing pains, the two have always been close. It was no surprise to the Jolliffes that Ben decided to follow his brother to the University of Mary.
And we're so close, we hang out every day, but we've never actually gone on the field together. So that first game in Winona was pretty special. I didn't really think about it until it all sunk in after the game, when his first throw to me was actual touchdown.
That's right, Ben's first touchdown pass for the Marauders went to his older brother.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I'm a crier, so everyone asked me, did you cry? And actually, I didn't cry at that moment because I wasn't breathing. The ball went in the air and I literally stopped breathing. I was like, ugh. And everyone was jumping, and it was just so exciting.
From middle school to Bismarck High to UMary, Ben has always had Nick to pave the way.
And so you notice how the game works around here in the NSIC. And so a lot of input about that, keeping me calm mostly, saying, it's just another game, nothing too big, which really helped out a lot.
But Nick and Ben aren't the only ones enjoying their time as teammates. It's meant a lot to their family too, who never miss a game, whether home or away.
We know with Nicholas being a senior this year, this time on the field is going to be, as teammates, they're going to be short-lived, but they're always going to be brothers. They'll always be brothers first, and I hope at the end, when it's all said and done, when they're asked who their favorite teammate was, they say it was each other.
With the spotlight on Nick and Ben Jolliffe, I'm Marissa DiCandido.
When we come back, some volleyball highlights from an overlooked team in the NSIC, as well as preseason basketball polls.
The Northern Sun Experience on Midco Sports Network is presented by CU Mortgage Direct LLC, Sanford Health, and Dakota Land Honda.
Welcome back. With two of the top 5 nationally ranked volleyball teams coming from the NSIC in Concordia St. Paul and Minnesota Duluth, it may be easy to overlook Wayne State. Heading into the weekend, the Wildcats had lost only 3 games, including their most recent clash with SMSU. They were hoping to bounce back on Friday as they traveled to Minnesota State. Wildcats already up 2-1 when Katie Hughes comes through with the back row kill, but the Mavericks weren't giving up without a fight. Krista Hassing with a kill off the right side to keep Minnesota State in it, but in the end, too much Wayne State as Hughes gets a more traditional kill up front, and the Wildcats top the Mavericks 3-1. Wayne State hoping to keep the momentum going against Concordia St. Paul the next day, but the Golden Bears were ready. Off the serve, Casey Williams sets up Emma Lang for the kill. Back come the Wildcats, and once again, it's Katie Hughes coming through with the kill off the left side, but Concordia would have no issue with Wayne State. After the nice dig, it's Maria Sampson lofting it in a no-man's land, and the Golden Bears sweep the Wildcats 3-0. And believe it or not, we are less than a month away from the start of the NSIC basketball season, which means it's time for the preseason coaches polls. We'll start with a women's poll, and only 2 teams garnered first-place votes. Concordia St. Paul, the reigning NSIC and NCAA Central Region Tournament champions, lead the way with 10 votes. Wayne State, the team with the best regular season record in the NSIC last year, is second with 6 first-place votes. Ironically, despite the overall preseason rankings in solely the South Division, Wayne State actually got more first-place votes from those coaches, 5, than Concordia St. Paul with 3. In the North Division, Northern State is the favorite, and senior forward Rachel Krogman is the preseason player of the year in that division. Krogman averaged more than 15 points and 10 rebounds a game last year, while leading the Wolves to a North Division title. In the South, the preseason player of the year is Annika Whiting of Concordia St. Paul. The seniors forward set single-season school records in points and rebounds last year, while earning NSIC All-Tournament Team and NCAA Central Region Tournament MVP honors. Let's switch over to the men's side, where it's a little more clear-cut. Minnesota State is the unanimous choice to top the NSIC once again. They get 15 first-place votes, as coaches can't vote for their own team. Augustana's second, followed by Minnesota State Moorhead in third. The Dragons are also the top choice to take the North Division. The North Division preseason player of the year, however, comes from Bemidji State. Senior guard Brock Lutz led the NSIC in scoring last year, averaging more than 22 points a game. As for the South, it's Mavericks senior Zach Monahan, the reigning NSIC tournament MVP. Last season, he led the entire nation in assists with 282. Monahan also averaged more than 15 points per game last year for Minnesota State. When we come back, our Under the Northern Sun feature showcases the University of Mary.
The Northern Sun Experience on Midco Sports Network is presented by CU Mortgage Direct LLC, Sanford Health, and Dakota Land Honda.
Well, as we do every week, it's time for Under the Northern Sun, where we spotlight one of our member schools. Tonight, it's the University of Mary, which provides numerous academic opportunities in a modern atmosphere.
I chose the University of Mary because it has a great leadership program.
I came here for football.
The sense of community.
I have a lot of family in town.
So that I could get a faith-based education.
I knew I wanted to go into the healthcare field.
I wanted a track scholarship.
I was studying abroad in Rome. That's like a dream to me.
It's a great, well laid out campus. It was designed by Marcel Breuer.
It's more modern than a lot of other universities that I visited.
I can get to everywhere in like 5 minutes, just walk out of bed, go to class.
Definitely, I'm going to miss the view.
So amazing getting to be able to see that view.
Sunsets are incredible.
And when it snows, it's really beautiful.
The University of Mary is right near Bismarck, which is the capital of North Dakota.
We have the lowest unemployment rate in the country, and we rank #1 in best states for young adults.
Bismarck is a nice place.
Everyone is really friendly. The restaurants there's a good selection. The mall's really nice.
Golf courses that I personally love.
Hiking and biking trails, the zoo. There's a ton of things to do throughout the year.
The University of Mary has NCAA Division II athletics.
Now in the lane, scoop shot is up. Are you kidding?
They take it seriously here and they try to win.
Here's Bagnell, throws it deep down the left sideline. Has Stephan, he's got it, and he's in for the touchdown.
It's always fun. There's never a dull moment, that's for sure.
It's a well-rounded education. Unlike most state schools, this is actually a liberal arts college. You have to take an art credit, you have to take some Catholic studies, some philosophy.
You are told to have fun. If you don't have fun, then you're doing it wrong.
The faculty and staff are outstanding.
They genuinely want to see you succeed.
You go to class and you feel at home, you feel welcome.
A lot of the main courses that I needed, that more one-on-one, was small.
I get one-on-one from the teacher so I can actually learn it. So if I don't get it off the lecture, I can actually go to the teacher.
They give you a lot of good opportunities, both in the classroom and outside of the classroom.
I actually got an internship this summer. I'll be working in New York at an accounting firm.
I got the opportunity to do an internship at one of the local hospitals here.
I want the internship. Due to that, I wanted to see if I want to pursue it more and actually get a full degree in it.
I remember when my senior year, I was freaking out because I have to pay for my own college. And I was talking to my advisor and she gave me the number and I just started crying on the phone because I was like, I can actually afford that.
I think it's very affordable. I personally got a couple scholarships, so it wasn't a lot of out-of-pocket expenses.
The scholarship opportunities at the University of Mary are amazing. You can get academic scholarships, athletic scholarships, music scholarships.
I got the Sister Thomas Welder Scholarship.
I received a half-tuition academic scholarship.
There are many scholarship opportunities for incoming students.
When we come back, it's DB's Picks, my top 5 plays of the week in the NSIC.
The Northern Sun Experience on Midco Sports Network is presented by CU Mortgage Direct LLC, Sanford Health, and Dakota Land Honda.
Welcome back. It's time for the best of the best, the top 5 plays of the past week in the NSIC. At number 5, we head to Iowa, where 1 yard may not seem like much, but Winona State's Darrell Clark makes it look good. Eluding tacklers and using the whole field, Clark gets in for the score. The Warriors used 2 touchdowns from Clark to give Upper Iowa its second straight loss. For his efforts, Clark got 6 points and number 5 on my top plays. At number 4 at Sioux Falls, Solomon St. Pierre. He picks off SMSU's Charlie Kern and returns it to the house, one of his 3 picks on the day. St. Pierre was named the NSIC Defensive Player of the Week for the second time this year, while leading the Cougars to a 7th straight win. For number 3, we head to Duluth, where Northern State is passing with pinpoint precision. Jared Jacobson threads the needle between 2 defenders for the touchdown to Cody Kraft. Check it out again, a lot of craft in that pass to Kraft. While it comes in a losing effort, this eye of the needle checks in at number 3. At number 2, we stay in Duluth, where he may not be Jack Bauer, but Drew Bauer is on the run. 47 yards on the read option, practically untouched. That was the first score of the game, but it would not be the last. The Bulldogs remain undefeated thanks to 3 Bauer touchdowns. But for number 1, we go to the wild shootout in Wayne, where Augustana's Trey Hyde is in plain sight. This 18-yard pass to Charlie Hayes with 15 seconds left proved to be the final score in a game with 100 total points. Hyde had 6 touchdowns, but none bigger than this one, as Augie survives a furious Wayne State rally to win 52-48. Hyde and the Vikings get the win, and they sail in the next week with the top play in the NSIC. Once again, a thank you to all NSIC member schools for contributing their time and video to make this show happen. I'm David Brown. We'll see you next week on The Experience.